from my profile. So if you go, you can see yesterday's videos also uploaded here. Yesterday we have discussed what? We have discussed functions. Part 1, part 2 are uploaded, and binary search using function is also uploaded. You can see. All these 3 videos of yesterday's are uploaded here. You can find subscribe, and there is a bell icon, right? If you press subscribe, okay, and then press the bell icon, you will get the notification immediately once that video is uploaded on my YouTube channel. Okay. Today we will discuss strings using functions. We have already discussed strings. What is a string? String is a special type of an array. It is a character array, we said, right? It is terminated with a null character. It is \0. Okay, this is a null character. How do you declare a string using a character array, right? Character, you can declare the string name, string or my string. I'm giving, let us say here 20, then maximum of 20 characters you can accept, right? Any example, right? Even the above one is also fine. str or to read the strings, we have functions like getS. You can use getS function. GetS of the string name, if you can pass, you can read the string. This is to read. And to print, we just say puts. These are unformatted, but at the same time we have formatted string handling string functions for console IO. So what are they? There is scanf to read, right? Scanf within bracket within double quotes you are going to say %s. Okay, you can say string. There is no ampersand you are going to give here while reading, you can see, but for the others you may have seen there is an ampersand while you are reading through scanf. How to print using printf the string value? You just say printf followed by within double quotes %s is a string. That's it, right? And we have seen string handling functions, right? They are available in string.h, we said, right? String.h is having some string handling functions. If you want to find the length of the function string, you have strlen. Okay, similarly, if you want to copy one string to another, you have strcpy. If you want to compare, there is a strcmp. Okay, fine. These are some widely used, but then in addition to that, you have strrev to reverse. Okay, fine, and strcat to concatenate and all. These are all available as part of string.h, and we have discussed this in the previous classes. If you go to strings video, there you can find the demonstration of these all functions using directly from string.h. But if you want to have your own of this kind, right? You want to write a new mystrlen function. You want to write your own mystrcpy function. Using function concept that we have discussed in the last class, we can rather develop of our own functions to calculate the length of the string, to copy, to compare, and all kind of. So that we are going to see in this class. Okay, user defined string functions, right? So user defined. You are going to, the one which we have discussed before are the predefined. They are already available in the string.h, and you have directly made use of the same rather, right? String user defined string functions. It means you are going to define the functions code, you are going to define of the same and then implement, right? For example, strlen. Okay, so you want to write your own strlen function. Fine. As you know that it is going to return the length of the string after it calculates. So the return type must be integer, and then the function name I am giving it as mystrlen. Okay, mystrlen, and as you can see, strlen is taking one argument, that is string argument. Similarly, here also it will take the string which you pass rather, right? Let us say the string which you pass, string, you can say, or else simply str as a set. It's up to you. But when you are declaring the arrays during the function definition, you need not to specify the expression square brackets. That's it, right? Now inside this, you are going to have the code for the same. How the code was already written for strlen, in a similar fashion we are going to write, and then we are going to help with the help of our function to calculate the same. So in order to calculate the length of the string, I am taking one variable called count. Okay, to count the number of characters in that string, right? I'm taking a counter variable. Let us say this count value is 0 initially, and I'm taking one variable I to iterate so that I can reach out all the characters of the particular string. Okay, these are the two variables I require here. Now what is that I'm going to do is I'm using a for loop. Okay, I'm using a for loop here, and starting with the first character, how long I should go until the last character. What is the last character? As I know that the last character is always null character. So until string of I is not equal to null, I can say, right? Yes or no? Null is \0, right? So within single quotes I need to give. The character values are going to be represented in single quotes, right? So \0, then I say I ++. So here, every time, starting with the first character, okay, here, since the first character is already been taken into consideration, it is better I should start this count value with 1. Okay, then I simply say that count ++. Fine. Then what happens is obviously will be at the first character I equal to 0. So string of I is not equal to null if it is having more than one character. So it comes inside and then increment counter. Then it goes to the second character. So I ++, I become second. Second is going to be checked. Like that, let us say third character. After third character is being checked, when you go to the fourth character, if it is a null character, you are not allowed inside. It means you don't increment the counter. So count will get only the number of characters that are available or accepted for the particular string. The same you are going to return. How do you return? Using return function. Return, you say count. Okay, return count. So this is the function. You want to demonstrate the same using main. Okay, how do you do that? Like how you have done it before using simple strlen in the same familiar fashion. I'll here write my main function, and I will take one string. Let us say name. I am accepting some name. 20 means maximum of 20 I can have, but I can accept 5, 10. It all up to me. Like how many of you, how many of the characters you want to accept, you can rather accept in the particular name. Then to read, as I said, you can use scanf, or else you can go with getS also, right? GetS will allow you to read the blank space also as part of the string, whereas scanf will not allow you to read the blank space, because as in when a blank space is encountered, it terminates the string from there onwards. So I better read it from using getS. Okay. So before reading, I wanted to display certain statement that what the user has to enter. I'm just specifying here that enter the name rather, right? Enter the name, your own name you can probably enter, and you can check the character length of that particular name. GetS, I'm saying here name, getS name. Then you can print the same, print the string and then name, both you can print. Okay, name is equal to percentages and length, its length you are going to print here, percentage d. So double quote comma, a name is the string which you want to get here in place of this percentages, and you need to call the strlen function. We have, what is that, my strlen function, to find the length. Okay, my strlen, which I have written before, right? So this function I wanted to call. So when I call this my strlen function by passing this name as an argument, it returns what? It returns the length of the string. I'll be holding, let us say, in len variable. So I have taken a len variable in which I will hold the result that is going to be returned from this my strlen function, right? So that len I am going to print here rather, right? So this is what my program is. Let us demonstrate the same using our online compiler. Okay. Is my screen visible? Here we are demonstrating what? Demo of user defined str string length function. You have to write the first statement as a comment to specify the description of the function or the program, right? String length. Demo of user defined string length function. Okay, now I am writing the code which I have discussed before. Return type is int. Then function name I'm taking it as mystrlen. Okay, this is my own, right? We have strlen already available as part of string.h, but without using string.h, I will be finding out the length of the string, for which I need to write a function to find the same. So that I'm writing here first. The code I'm writing here, int count equal to 1, comma I. Okay, what else you require? Yes, and then what is that you're passing as an argument to the function? You're passing the string as an argument of which length has to be returned from this particular function. So the string name you can give like str. Instead of writing the whole, I'm just giving str. Okay. Now I have to find the length of the string which I passed as an argument here. I'm using a loop here to iterate and then reach out all the characters of the particular string that has been passed as an argument, and count each of the particular character until the last character. What will be the last character? The last character is nothing but null character, right? So until I do not reach the null character, so null character is \n. Null character is equal to \n. The character values are represented with single quote, right? \0 here, semicolon, I++. Okay. And so here you're going to increment the counter, right? Whenever you find that the condition is true, there's only one statement inside the first, so I need not to give braces, but if you want also, you can give the braces, no issue, right? You can give the braces if you want. Here I need to give semicolon. Then, after once I come out of this particular for loop, my length of the string is available in count variable, so which I have to return. I'll be using return keyword, which helps you to return any value from the function. So return, what is that you have to return? Count. Fine. Return count. So this is how the logic is now written. We'll try to demonstrate the same here in the main function. I'm taking one string name whose maximum length is, let us say, 20. And now I want to find the, once after I get the length of the previous string, I want to hold it in some variable len. Okay, first I have to accept the string from the user. For that, I'll be using here getAge function. So you say enter the name here, which I have to accept in name string, which I'm going to do the same using getAge here. GetAge name. Then I need to invoke the mystrlen function, right, which I have written. This one, right, in order to find the length of the string. See, I'm not using string.h. I'm using the mystrl function, which I have written it to find the length of the string that I am passing as an argument for the same. mystrlen. Now I'm passing what? Name. The name which I have just now read. I'm passing as an argument to mystrlen. So that will return the length of the same and will be held in len. Now I want to print my name and then its length. Okay. My name equal to percentage s length equal to percentage b. Here name is available in name and length is available in len, right? And semicolon. Okay, let us try to demonstrate this. First I have to choose the language as C here. Okay, let us compile first. If any errors, it will let us know. Okay, compile and run both together. So there are no errors, only warning, you can ignore it, no issue. Enter the name it is asking. I am entering, I just entered blank space there. When I entered blank space, nothing, so only blank space, it has given 1, we can see. I'll execute again and give the name. You can see here, I'm giving my name Abdul, I'm giving a space and then AZEEM. Okay, let us look at it is calculating the length. You can see my name is Abdul Azim. These are 5 characters and these are further 5 characters plus 1. Actually, I think it is including the last one. Better I'll make it as a 0. The last one is also counted, I think. Let us execute again, taking it as 0 and then. Okay, now it has got 11, right? Can you see, all of you, the result? Yeah, I have entered the name as Abdul Azim. Abdul carrying how many? 5. Azim carrying 5. 5 plus 5. In between, you have a blank space. So, including the blank space, it's giving you 11 characters. Fine. So, if you look at the execution here, count is initially 0. So, first, for the first character, when it is true, it is incrementing. Last character, it is since not going. So, need not to have an extra one. That's the reason why that it's giving before 12. Now, anyway, start with count equal to 0. You'll get the correct result, right? I hope you understand this. We'll save this program. mystrlen.c. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? Similarly, you can write these string handling functions of your own without using the string.h, right? Since the functions concepts are clear for you, and we have seen what type of functions, using all such kind of available functions, we can rather have our own string handling function without having to import the string.h. We can create our own string handling functions and we can implement the same. And then rather we can create one header file of all our string handling functions that we have coded, compiled, tested, debug, and make it available for others also. That's how the header files or libraries are being increased, right? So you can rather contribute your efforts to the community, programmer community rather, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. So similarly, we can rather go for the remaining functions. I'll demonstrate one more function for you. The remaining functions you please try from your side as assignment. Okay, I'll be showing you here compare function. Another one is compare function. We'll go with. I'm showing you here to write user defined string compare function. Okay, you have already strcmp, but then I want to have my strcmp, right? As I said, strcmp, which is available in string.h, is going to return either positive, negative, or zero value. When both are equal, when the strings that you pass as argument both are equal, it returns zero. If first one is greater than the second, it returns the positive value. If first one is less than the second one, it returns the negative value. Similar lines, I'm going to write here the string compare of my own, right? So for which I'm designing the code. So for which I'm using the fourth type of function, return with arguments. It is returning what? Integer value. It could be 0, -1, or +1, right? And my function name is I'm giving as my strcmp. Okay, it's taking two arguments, string 1 and string 2, right? As I said, you can have your own names. I'll just give s1 instead of having string 1, the big name. I can, for the sake of simplicity, I just give s1. This is one string. Another string I'm taking is s2. During the function definition, as I said, when you're declaring an array, the expression will be left empty. You don't need to give the expression value rather, right? Now here I'm having a variable I to iterate the strings and reach out each character of the strings. I'll compare here until characters are available in both of them. When characters are available in both of them, only then you can compare, otherwise not, right? So my logic has to be repeated for characters when available in both. Start with the first character, I equal to 0. S1 should not be equal to null character, right? Until then you can do that. And I should give here and S2 of I also should not be equal to null character. Okay, then I should say I plus plus. Okay, now inside this for loop, I'm going to compare S1 of I with S2 of J. Right? Here I better take two variables. Is better to take two variables here, I comma j. So let me rewrite this. I will be having I equal to 0, comma. I can have multiple statements before first semicolon, but separated with comma here, and j equal to 0, right? I'm taking I iterator to reach out the characters of S1, J iterator to reach out the characters of S2. Okay, so I'm using here S2, J for S2. Now, when the characters are available in both, okay, then I should increment both. I am not specifying here which iterator I have to increment. I rather leave that increment place empty. Okay, I rather leave the increment spaces empty. See, basically, for statement, if you look at the syntax of for is, it should have two semicolons. Okay, you can see there are two semicolons. Fine, but the data is optional rather, right? So here initialization I am having, and condition testing also I'm having. I'm not having increment decrement I am not having, rather I'm having it inside rather. Okay, so that you can do it, it's optional. Fine. So when I have multiple statement within the part of a first statement, I can separate it with comma. Since I've taken two iterators I comma j here, so both of them are required to be initialized. So they have to start from 0, and I am reaching out the characters of each of the string S1 and S2 with I and j respectively. So until S1 is not equal to 0 and S2 is not equal to 0, I have to do that. But then which one of the iterator or both have to be incremented or not, I'm going to decide inside based on the logic that I'm going to now specify here. So I'm going to check here S1 of I with S2 of j. If let us say both are equal, if S1 of I equal to S2 of j, in that situation I cannot decide, until I reach out the last character. It means I need to go to the next character. In that case, I need to increment both I, and then I need to increment j as well, so that I can reach out the next character in both of the strings, and then again I have to ensure that they are equal, like that until the last character. Fine. Let us say if this is not the case, there are three cases. This is the first case, when all are equal. Okay, when all are equal. And the second case is, okay, the second case is when, let us say, the S1 is greater than the second one. S1 is greater than S2 of j. Say at any point of time, you find the characters are different of these both the strings, then this will be tested true, right? Either this one or the next one which I'm going to write. Okay, I'll put it else if here. Okay, S1 of I or S1 of I greater than S2 of j is going to be tested. If it is tested to be true, it means that here S1, okay, S1 is found to be greater. So then I need not to do the further searchings. Rather, I can quit from here itself, stating that my value is what? Positive, right? So I can return positive value, return positive. Before that, directly I can return. So I can just say return 1. Okay, when I say return 1, it is nothing but positive value itself, right? Let us say if this condition is false. If this condition is false, means that is S1 of I is less than S2 of I. Okay. In this situation, as I know that in this situation, who is greater? Obviously S2 is greater. But then what I am going to return? I am going to return a negative value, that is nothing but -1 I am returning. Okay. I am returning -1. Fine. Otherwise, when I come out of the loop, I have to, let us say for the first case, in order to ensure that both the strings are equal, I have to test for all, right? Taking I value 0, j value 0. I have started with the first character. I have tested it. Then it is found to be equal. Then again, you have tested again for the next character, because I incremented, j incremented here. You'll directly come back here. And then again, you are going to test for the next character. If there is a character in both, and then again you come back and again you check that whether it is equal. If that is equal, then again you increment the iterator, and then you come back and then you do this. How long? Until none of the strings reached the null character. When they reached null character, then what will you say? You will come out of the loop and then you say it is equal if they are equal. Here, another thing that you have to keep in mind that let us say there is one string. Let us say string 1 is terminated before. You have an example of this kind. You have to include all the cases. Let us say S1 equal to you have HYD and S2 equal to let us say HYDE. Which one is greater here? H2 is greater. But then what happens for first character, it should be true. Second, it will be true. Third, it will be true. But then for the fourth one, what happens? For the fourth one, this will be false, so you come out because only when characters are available in both the strings, you will be allowing this. Otherwise, you don't do it. So it means you need to have one more, testing when you come out of the while loop in order to ensure that if S1 get exhausted before S2, then and S2 is having some characters, then S2 is greater. Or if S1 is exhausted, let us say like this, then S2 is greater. So these situations are also required to be taken into consideration. Only then you can probably say that they are equal. So for that, what is that I am doing is I am having code for the same here. Let us clear this. When I come out of it, I'll take S1 of I. Let us say S1 I equal to null. You have reached the last character in the first string. But then S2 is having some characters. S2 of I is not equal to null. Okay. S1 of J, sorry, right? S1 of J, sorry, S2 of J. I am using for S1, J I am using for S2. So S1 of I is equal to null, but let us say S2 of J is not equal to null. In that case, who is greater? S2 is greater. So if S2 is greater, second string is greater, what is that I have to return? -1, okay? But let us say, for example, S1 did not reach the null character. It means it is not equal to null. But because of S2 reaching null, you have come out of this particular S2 of J reaching null, you have come out of this particular for loop that I have written before. In that case, who is greater here? S1 is greater. Then in that situation, what is that I have to return? I have to return +1, right? +1. Isn't it? So, but let us say if both are having, then that will be decided here itself. That will be decided here itself. So if both of are having the characters and both are found to be true every time, then obviously you are going to, when n here, none of this is going to be true. Fine. And you are going to return 0 when both are equal. So this is how your function should be written. Okay. Then you can demonstrate the same using main. Fine. In main function, you can now take two strings of your own. Let us say you can take S1 similarly, S1 of 20, S2 of 20, and then you can read those two strings here. Okay, printf enter two strings. This is one typical, so I am explaining. The remaining, of course, you can try from your side. Scanf, read both the strings, %s, double quote, comma, S1, comma, S2. Now, when you compare, what is the function name we have given? My strcmp. By passing S1, S2, I can call it's my strcmp. Okay, which is going to return some value that is comparable value. I'm taking it in C. So C equal to, I say my str CMP of S1 comma S2. These are two strings that you have passed as an argument that you have read just before to my str CMP, which is going to return one value which is held it in C. Now this C is going to be checked here. If C equal to 0, what do you say? Both the strings are equal, right? Both are equal. Yes or no? But if let us say C is less than 0, then what do you say? S1 is less than S2. Okay. If let us say C is greater than 0, what do you say? S1 is greater than S2, right? Then you can terminate the main function here. Okay, the same you can demonstrate here. We'll demonstrate with the help of online compiler now. Is this clear to all of you? Yes. We'll open a new project. Create a new project here. So this is to demonstrate what? Demo of string compare. User defined string compare. Now let us first write the function here. Okay. I am having a return with argument kind. Return type is int because it is returning either 0, minus, or 1. And function name is my strcmp. Is taking two strings as arguments, char s1, then char s2. Okay. Now we'll have the code here that we have discussed before. What is that we're going to do? We are taking two variables, I comma j, I iterator, reach out the character of s1, j to reach out of s2. Okay. Then we're using a for loop here for I equal to 0, j equal to 0, s1 of I is not equal to null. I have to repeat the logic. Null is \0. I should say and here because both the condition has to be clubbed rather, right? Okay, let me write again. Int I comma j for loop, taking here starting I with 0, j with 0. When I have two iterators, I can separate it with comma here. S1 of I equal to, not equal to, I think I should say not equal to null character. Okay. And another condition that I have to check is S2 of j also should not be equal to null character, right? Until then I have to do here I plus plus and j plus plus, since I am doing it only for one condition, I can give it here. I have no issue. I can give, so I am giving here I plus plus comma j plus plus. Okay, so I can cut short the code here. I'll the one which I have explained that way also you can do, but I am here cut shorting the code. I'll be comparing here uh, to ensure that both are equal. First, right, s1 of I equal to s2 of j. Okay, see here, when both are equal, I wanted to continue this loop. That is what exactly I wanted to do here. Okay, inside you know the first statement, I'm having only one statement, that is if s1 of I equal to s2 of j, then I want it to be continued. That's it. Nothing else. If I have to perform, I just say what? I just say semicolon. Nothing. If I have nothing to execute when this is true, then what is that I do? I just say semicolon. Right? Semicolon is also one statement under if here. It means nothing. Fine. When they are equal, again go for the next character. How long? Until either of them get exhausted. Fine. So when one of them get exhausted, how do I know? I can probably check when I come out of the loop which one is exhausted here. I can check that here. If s1 of I, let us say, got exhausted first, equal to null, you have reached, but this is not equal to null, it means which one is greater? And s2 is still having certain characters, so second string is greater. So in that case I have to return what? -1. -1. Okay, but if let us say second string get exhausted. Okay, if second string get exhausted, obviously this will be equal to null, and this is not equal to null, right? In that case I'm going to return only +1. Okay, but if none of these cases, it means that you have come out only from here, then I will return what? 0. Okay, so this way I have constructed the code okay, of this function. Let us now try to execute this. To demonstrate the above function, I need to call it in the main, so I'm here calling it in the main. So I'm taking two strings. Here I'm taking s1 of, let us say, 20, comma s2 of, let us say, 20, and I'm taking one variable c to get the result of function when I call. Okay, so I say c equal to, first I have to read the two strings, so I'll be reading the strings here. Enter two strings, right? Enter two strings. Then I'll be reading it with the help of scanf function. So in scanf, you need to give %s, again another %s, after double quote comma. I have s1 to accept the first one, I have s2 to accept the next one. Okay, now I'll be calling the my strcmp function here, my strcmp, which is already available as part of my local. I'm passing this S1 comma S2. Okay, these are two strings which I wanted to check whether they are compared or not, whether they are equal or not. So the value that I have obtained from this pretty function, I held it in C. You're going to be now checked. If C equal to 0, then what is that going to say? Printf, you say that both are equal. Yes or no? Both are equal. Fine. So if let us say C is less than 0, less than 0, less than 0, then what do you say? Printf S1 is less than S2. Okay. If C is greater than 0, then what do you say? If C is greater than 0, you say S1 is greater than S2, right? So let us try to demonstrate this. If any errors, it will let us know anyway. So let us first execute it. Since this is our own, so I am not including any string.h, right? Okay, earlier you have used strcmp, which is available in string.h, but now we have written our own, and the same we are going to demonstrate to ensure whether the strings that I have accepted here main are equal or not, right? Let us execute. It is asking us to enter two strings. Let us input first HYD. HYD I have entered one, and another one I am entering as HYD E, let us say. Which one is greater? Obviously, second one, right? So H1 is less than H2, obviously, right? You got the result or not? Yes. Again, we'll try for the equal and then for greater than also. If I have, let us say, HYD and HYD. HYD I have given first one. Second one is also, let us say, HYD. Then I should get what? Both are equal. Yes. I'm able to get yes or no? Yes, I'm able to get. Again, run it and check for, let us say I'm giving HYD E, okay, and then the second one I'm giving just HYD, okay. Which one is greater in this case? Second one is greater, yes or no? So S1 is greater than S2. Is it working or not? Yes. So this is how the string compare function was already written as part of that string.h, and that was made available for us. But you can have your own library function, so you can make it available for others. So I hope this is clear to all of you. We'll save this program. I hope all of you have entered your rule number. So string copy, like string strcpy, string concatenate, I'm giving you assignments. You try to execute the same and then show us by presenting the same in our next lab session.